I'm not a storyteller. I'm not a stand-up comic. I am a professional magician of, you say that now, of decades, really. Back when Mike knew me and before. When you tell people you're a magician, they often ask you, can you make a living at that? And I think that's true for anybody who performs or creates art in any way. People will ask you, can you actually make a living at that? And the answer is yes, as long as you are very flexible about what you consider a living. You also get asked a lot. You get asked, how does this trick done? Or how did you do that trick? You get asked, did you always want to be a magician? You get asked, will the defendant please rise? Common questions. There's one question that is a favorite, and I was only ever asked it once, which was, did you come from a circus family? Circus family. Wouldn't that have been fantastic? But it's not true. I would have loved that. I've always loved the circus. I am a performer. Magician is circus adjacent. And in North America, we often think of circus as Europe. All the great circus that we get in North America comes from Europe. And my dad came from Europe. Here's Europe. And here's Spain. And then the bottom part of Spain, here just above Morocco, is Andalusia, where my dad came from. My father grew up in the Andalusian in the Andalusian mountains. And his family was alpaca farmers, very common in the Andalusian mountains. And Spain, oddly, is where some of the greatest card magicians in the world come from. No one seems to know why. It's just sort of become associated with the region, not specifically the Andalusian region, but all of Spain. One of the greatest card magicians in the world, a fellow named Juan Tamariz, who none of you have heard of, but in Europe he is as well known as Penn and Teller are in North America. And Dad just always wanted to be a card magician. He wasn't. He was an alpaca farmer. But he could have been a magician. He was, genetically designed to be a magician. He was short and fat and socially awkward and had a lot of free time because you're on a farm. It's what you need. But he wasn't. He always had a deck of cards in his hands. He did tricks for the alpacas, but never really anything more than a hobbyist. And eventually he came to Canada, got a job selling textiles, that's kind of an alpaca adjacent. And one day he was in a coffee shop, just noodling with a deck of cards, nothing in particular. And Mom noticed him noodling, and he noticed Mom noticing him noodling. And he walked over and said, would you like to see a trick? She did. She wanted to see a trick. And so he did a trick. And that simple card trick took two individuals and made them my parents. That simple card trick ultimately leads to me being here, standing on this stage in Hamilton. So I'm going to show you that trick. I'm not going to use these cards. I'll tell you why. I'm going to first of all ask someone to help me, so I can't really see much beyond the front row. But gentleman here, hi, what's your name? No, just stay there.
Marlon.
Pardon me?
Marlon.
Marlon, a fine name, Marlon. So we're going to do a little sketch. I'm going to play the part of my father, and you, of course, will be?
You.
No, yes, you. Right, you'll be me, not my mom. You'll be me when I was a kid. My dad telling me this story. And that's why I bring out the big cards, Marlon. I bring out the big cards because when I was a kid, this is how big the cards looked to me. This is the trick my dad did for my mom. It's a simple trick, done with only 3 cards. A king, a queen, an ace, what we call the lady, the gent, and the spot. It's a gambling trick, Marlon. It's kind of a game. It's simple. This is how we play it. We take one of the cards, the ace. We put it in between the other 2. We give the cards the simplest of shuffles. 1, 2, 3. Take one of the cards and put them on the box. And then my dad asked my mom, what is the card on the box? Marlon, what's the card on the box?
Ace.
The ace. The ace is here. But it's okay. This is just the first round. My dad showed me this trick and he told me the story of how he met me mom. Take one of the cards, put it in between the other two. I won't even shuffle. Just take one of the cards, turn it over, and put it on the box. Marlon, what is the card on the box? Attention. Marlon, what is the card on the box? King. The king. Well done. Because it really looked like it was going to be the ace. But in fact, it is the king. Last try. This is the kicker. For all the marbles, take one of the cards, turn it over. Take the whole pack, turn it over. Put one of the cards on the box. And your job, Marlon, is to tell me what is the job on the box. And at this time in the story, my dad said to my mom, if you win, I'll buy you dinner. Marlon, if you win, I'll buy you a beer. But not here because there's no alcohol. Marlon, what is the card in the box?
Ace.
The ace. Now, you saw me flash the queen, right? My dad flashed the queen because he wanted to give me a little bit of an advantage. I was only, 4 or 5 years old. And because I was only 4 or 5 years old, Marlon, he gave me an advantage. He showed me the other card in his hand, which was the other queen. Which meant the card on the box had to be the third queen. Mom was hooked. And when I was a kid, I was hooked too. Boy, howdy, there was that point onward, I only wanted to be a magician. And, you know, I had the same genetics as Dad. I was also short and fat and four-eyed and socially awkward. But I had something he didn't. I had my dad. And he encouraged me. In high school, he drove me to children's birthday parties. I was a children's birthday magic clown, which if you read your Dante is level 6 of hell. All through high school. And I had to go to university. Mom wanted me to have a real job. But I never wanted the real job. I had them, I worked for, doesn't matter. Just wanted to be a magician. I was never going to cure cancer. I was never going to invent the next great thing. But I could make people laugh, give them a little smile, give them a little moment of, wait, what the, huh? That was enough for me. Dad died about 15 years ago, and he was really sick for a very long time before he died. He never really saw me perform. He never really got his dream to have the groups that I do, that I am very lucky, very fortunate to perform for. And I dream of it myself. I mean, certainly all through growing up and all through high school and university, I dreamed of being a magician, but I still dream of being a magician. And you might say, well, Andy, you are a magician. You are way too early. I got lots more to go. You might say, but Andy, you are a magician. You don't have to dream of it. But I still do, because I want to be a better magician, a more entertaining magician, a more astounding magician, a more confusing magician, and a funnier magician. And last night, I had a dream about performing. I'm going to tell you the dream I had last night. In my dream, I was here at this stage performing in front of this group. You were all in my dream. And oddly, without prompting, without provocation, someone from the audience walked up on stage. Someone who was sitting in the front with a scarf of white and dark, without me asking in any way. A woman who was sitting in the front, probably in this area, just without any prompting, walked up on stage. Without me asking her to, she just came up. And the audience spontaneously burst into applause. Hi, what's your name? Speak into my nipple.
Sue.
Sue. I'm Andy. Sorry. Mine's on. Never mind. All right, no, Sue. Sue, come here. Come here, Sue. Here, I'll tell you what. I got a chair for you. You can sit here. Okay. In my dream, Sue, that was your name in my dream. Fantastic. We were here on stage, did a card trick. It's fine. It's fine. It's not going to be as exciting as you think. I'm not that good. Sue, all right. I'm gonna run through the deck, and you just, wherever you like, you say stop.
Stop.
Right there. In my dreams, women rarely say stop. Sue, right here is where you said stop? You want to change that? You're okay with that?
Yeah.
That's fine? I want you to take the card at which you said stop. Very good. And you can show it to everybody. Because, Sue, what I found is sometimes when I bring people on stage, it's all right, they forget the card. So that doesn't happen, Sue. I'm going to make sure. In fact, you here, just grab that right there. Grab right there. Right? And tear the corner off the card. You can put it in your pocket or your pocket somewhere.
Okay.
No, tuck it into your. Here, you have a pocket up there. There you go. By your microphone.
Okay.
That's your receipt.
Okay.
I want you to take the rest of the card, fold it in half. Okay, good. That's great. Fold it in half again. And in my dream, I reached into my pocket. It was such a bizarre dream, Sue. It was such a bizarre dream that at the end of it, I woke up. Do you know what time I woke up, Sue? Because I woke up and I looked over at the clock. What time do you think I woke up?
No, I don't
What
know.
time do you think?
I don't know.
Just imagine. What is a bad time in the middle of the night to wake up?
4?
4 exactly?
Yeah.
Not 4 something? 4 exactly? No, it's your choice. What do you feel? What is the worst time you've ever woken up? 4 exactly. Okay. I woke up at 4 exactly in this dream. I got the card folded up. In my dream, I took out my change purse and I put the card. In fact, why don't you, Sue, just tuck it in there all the way. All the way, just push it in. Very good. In there, in there, in there. And then, Sue, you made a magical gesture at the change purse. Any magical gesture. That was the gesture you made. And the card was gone. Put a finger in there, reach around. It's gone. How odd. That was the moment I woke up at 4 a.m. exactly, startled with the ending of this trick. And the ending was so startling that I wrote it down. Groggy, half awake, wrote it down, and then went back to sleep. Where indeed? Just on a piece of paper. And I woke up and I forgot about it. And then I had to drive to Hamilton. And as I was getting ready to drive to Hamilton, I remembered, and I didn't want to forget the piece of paper. So I did what any normal, rational human would do. I taped it to my chest. Sue,
I don't think my husband's over there.
if you could just grab the paper. Thank you. Very good. If this, Sue, if it had your card written on it, would that be impressive? Yeah.
I'd be impressed.
If it had your card written on it, it would be impressive. Sue, what does that say?
Your card.
It says your card. Is there anything else written on that piece of paper? It says 4 o'clock. Exactly. So, it's not really a slip of paper, is it? It's actually an envelope. It's stapled all the way. I'm going to do this up. This is probably horrifying to some of you. It's actually stapled all the way around the edge. Yes?
Yes.
Can you tear an end off of that?
Like open it.
Yeah. Open it up like you would an envelope. You're doing great. Be aggressive. Christmas morning. Is there anything inside?
Not that layer.
Well, keep tearing. Keep going. Keep going. Tear the end off. Tear right along there. There you go. The card folded up. Is it folded up the same way you folded your card?
Kinda, yeah.
If you only had a receipt in your pocket. If you only had a receipt. Unfold the card. Does it match? Sue! Thank you. Away you go. You did very well. So that's how I came to be here. An alpaca farmer from the Andalusian mountains wanted to be a card magician like his hero, Juan Tamariz in Spain. Couldn't be, but had me and let me be. That's how I come to be here in Hamilton tonight. And let me ask you, if you talk about this to your friends and family, and I hope you were, for everything I've said to you tonight, you can ask yourself, was it true or was it just Andalusian?